Alright, so here's the fun part. Now we get to disassemble this window switch, which of course this one is very nasty. But I figure might as well clean it and see what we can get. So what you're going to have to do is take a very small screwdriver, like this one. So you have the small flathead bit, and there's a little area right here. You just go through it and you pop each of them. Now you can see I got those both popped, and I go through and do one side at a time. So now you can see I got the whole thing popped all the way around, and now that's all left to be done is separated. When you do separate this assembly, I believe it's best to hold it where it's facing down and then push away. That way you don't lose any springs when you're doing it. And what you'll be left with is this. And as you can see, it's not been too good. These springs did come out, but it's very, very nasty. It looks like somebody at one time spilled something in here and never cleaned it. So next thing you want to do, take out all the small bits. These springs will come out. This piece will come out this side here. You push it in from the top side, and then there's these little rollers that also will come out. There's one, there's two, there's the third one, and then there's the fourth one. So once you get all those pieces out, this is what you're left with. Next thing you want to do, which is a little tricky, is you want to pop each of the switches out. How you want to do that is you want to get your screwdriver behind here and pop that. There are those tabs on each of the sides, as you can see, and the way I like to do it is from the inside out to the outside here, and then they come out a lot easier that way. And also for orientation, you want to make sure that the switches, when they go back, are all in the same direction. Actually, I just popped this one out from the inside first by wiggling the screwdriver, and then they just come out exactly like this. So I'm going to do that now to all four of them. So that's it. Everything is now fully disassembled. Here's what you're left with. These are the contact points right here. These little pieces fit in the center here. Here's another contact point here. There's the main body of it, and now that you have it apart, you can actually go clean in between all the surfaces. And you have the main body itself. This right here is the switch that turns the child lock for the windows on and off. And these are the points where the rollers of each of the switches roll in. So this kind of gives you an idea of how it looks. So now that you have everything cleaned, it's now time to assemble it again. So what you want to do first is put all of the switches back in, and they should click into the switch body with no problem. And you want to make sure that they're lined up so that when you do click them, they move freely. So now just repeat that for the other three switches. Once you have the switches in, you want to check for full range of motion on all four of the switches. Plus, you want to make sure that all of these are opposite of each other so that the pins will go in correctly. Another thing too, you want to clean and install this piece. It doesn't have any electrical connection, so you don't have to worry about it. All it has to do is just slide in the bottom, my mistake, with this piece here lining toward the front of it, and it should just drop right in like that. Now go ahead and put these roller pins in each of the slots like this. They should have a spring in each of them. You also want to make sure that they're going front to back, the roller section. It's one, it's two, like that. These two springs go in here. And now you're ready to put the two halves together. Alright, now that you got that, you want to slide the two halves together. You want to make sure that there's a little pin here. Not a pin, but a little lever for the child safety lock is kind of centered so that it will actually slide into the switch piece. And then with that too, go ahead and make sure that these pieces will set in there. and then you can snap the two halves together, and it should just click no problem. As you can see with that, it did pop out, but that's easy enough to fix. See, that one's in and that one isn't. So with that piece, all you have to do is prime apart again just a little bit, and then whenever you push them back together, just make sure that piece is in there. And there you go. You have your window switch. They all click. This part goes down, comes back up, and now this one is ready to be tested on a car.